Welcome back to the reality, guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co host, Brian.
All right, buddy.
Back to talk Love Island games. This is episode 9 of season 1. This is the Friday night, November 10th episode, just for reference if you're watching later on. Please subscribe here and on TikTok for all of our Love Island coverage and everything else we cover reality TV wise. All right, Brian. So we were left last night with the explanation of the coin challenge. If you're just catching up, there was the dating game challenge last night. They all equated to scores. These scores equated to coins. These coins are to be put privately by each couple into a box with everyone else's name marked. Whoever has the most coins are vulnerable. Two couples. Obviously, the least amount of coins will be the power couple. Let's start this off with the power couple. Amani and
Ray.
yeah, Amani and Ray. So Amani has been power 3 times,
Yeah. I think it's
and
three
he's
times.
been there twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, because remember they gave her the 2 time the last time she went up, so that they didn't make a big deal about it this time. But shout out to Amani, three
Yeah.
times
Killing
being
it.
safe. It's not a small feat. Two different guys to boot. Also, uh, okay, so bottom two, Calum and Liberty and Johnny and what's her name?
Jessica.
Jessica.
Jess.
The staggering amount more that the four of
Yeah.
them had than everybody else, bro. I think you have the numbers right. Like it wasn't close.
Yeah. So Jessica and Johnny were sixth out of seven. So they got 205, and then Liberty and Calm at 332. And honestly, I just think this is Johnny they didn't manage their coins. They should have just dumped them all on any other couple besides Liberty and Callum, and they would have been fine.
They literally said that too. He goes, "We effed up." Like
Yeah.
he knew it right when they announced the scores because they had debated it pretty heavily. And I think you're right, Brian. It's an interesting challenge though because everybody's assuming that everybody is going to put a certain amount on us on the lower couples, right? But
Hmm.
like if you all assume that, you could end up with a weird mixed result. We didn't on this one. Um, for Imani and Ray, they get the first shot at the hideaway, which is cool. I'm glad that again all the elements are still there. I was thinking about that. I'm curious how that's going to come into play. So obviously, it'd probably be awarded to power couples. Maybe probably only like one or two more as far as opportunities for that, just based off the schedule we were laid out. Right? They got
Yeah,
about
I think
like
maybe just once.
we got like another week or so of the show. Next
Yeah.
weekend, I think, is the end.
Yeah, 16th, right? So there's only 6 days.
It'll be over on. Jeez, what'll be over on
But then there's three new people coming in.
Thursday? Listen, maybe this is my thing, and let us know in the comments what do you guys think. It's like almost like a proof of concept they're doing for this Love Island games. Like maybe they'll make it longer next year or whatever. I'm curious what they consider like the cadence for Love
Yeah.
Island games to be.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, maybe they could literally, for the length of them, man, they could have a couple a year. I wouldn't hate that, frankly. I
Hmm.
mean, there are at this point hundreds of people you can pull from to come back for these all-star seasons.
Right.
So of any shows, like they have done it the right way, just like Paradise did it, to be fair, for Bachelor. Bachelor had existed for almost like I think over a decade before they started doing Bachelor in Paradise. So it's like you've had dozens, and again, this was mainly women at the time, dozens of women available. So it's like
Hmm.
um I do want them to continue doing it for Love Island games, but like you said, I don't I like the episode, right? The challenge we'll get to as far as the duel, everything was good mechanically. I just don't care as much because we haven't spent as much time with them, right?
Yeah, you mean like you're when they leave?
Yeah, like just the even the impacts of like who loses the challenges, everything is now. I know people could argue like, oh, we've spent time with them in their past seasons, but some of these people's seasons were like a long time ago at this
Yeah.
point. So like that's why I love Islands. By the time we get to eliminations and stuff, like it really hurts and we feel it.
Hmm.
I feel like they're all just kind of on a vacation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Like when Ray was crying, like I understand that you had the responsibility. I think Imani said like with great power comes great destruction or something like that. That made me laugh. don't remember what she said, but like,
Yeah, I thought she was gonna hit us with Spider-Man, but
yeah,
she
that's
didn't.
why. And then I just thought of the Uncle Ben meme where it's like, if he said to him, "Great power comes great destruction," I was like, that's just wouldn't work. Maybe
Peter,
he,
if you got power, F people up.
yeah, maybe he'd become Venom. Yeah, but Ray was crying. I was just like, dude, come on, man. Like, I get that you like have a brotherhood like family here, but it's just like it's been like 5 days.
It's been literally 5 days. Um, let's talk about the duel and the twist. Amani and Ray got to go to the hideaway, but they also received a secret text. This text said that they could save one of the teams and that they would then have to replace them with somebody else. Uh, what did you think of their decision?
I mean, I they said they based it off of like time
Georgia
being
being
there.
new.
Yeah,
They
Georgia and
threw in Toby and Georgia.
Joe being Georgia. Yeah, like we chose them because we didn't think they had a connection, which I think is BS because they said like they wanna they wanted somebody that could take them out. I thought that's what they said. They
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
they'll never know that. They'll never admit it. But I mean, I think they underestimated Callum personally. Like I know you were high on Johnny. Callum's a big dude. I think he's like either the biggest or the second biggest dude. Like
I
Jack.
think Callum's great. I love Callum. I think he's really funny. I think he's really self-deprecating. I said I have no issue with Callum. I was just like Johnny of all people. Even when they found out the challenge was like he didn't need saving per se. It's like you were really honestly saving whoever. If you left him in, you would just basically save whoever you pulled out from him because I didn't think he had a shot to lose that challenge. Callum and Liberty, solid team. Even Toby, and they put up a good fight too, right? I mean, that angle, like you said in pre-show, like where
Yeah,
he just misses. I mean,
yeah. I'm actually impressed they had that angle. Like I was just expecting to
great
have
camera work.
terrible, terrible camera angles. Honestly, dude, and when Liberty grabbed that rope, I think that should have been a point for them. I don't know why
Really,
they redid the round. It should be a loss forward, and it just goes the other side, in my opinion.
it's interesting. I didn't really even think about that in the moment. I was just like, okay, reset. But yeah, I mean, it could or should have
Especially
been
if you're just
arguably
totally
penalized.
gassed. It's like, okay, it's a lost round. No, basically, it really was a win for Callum and Liberty if there's no point awarded at all.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's a fair point. Let us know in the comments what you guys think. Was that fair or was it not fair? Obviously, it comes into play when Calum and Liberty win. Um, this is different, right, Bri? Like, this is Love Island games. Like, here's the games part. And this is what I was more expecting from what we've already gotten. Like, I thought the challenges were going to be eliminations in a lot of ways. And
Yeah,
so we did get a real, the challenge esque elimination. And, yeah, we had a couple go home based off of physical performance.
I thought it was a good chat. I thought it was really good. Like it was better,
I thought it
definitely
was cool.
than better than the I know like it's a classic one where you have like the foam and you try to knock somebody off. I just think this one, if you're in a couple, I do like the couple team up
I do too.
on this one.
I don't like individual eliminations on Love Island a lot of times. Same thing. That's why I do like even like we talk about Bachelor in Paradise, but it's like the most similar show. I like that show gets rid of multiple people every time it does an elimination. It's not one person out of
Yeah.
20 being eliminated.
Mhm.
I think it should be, you know, maybe not as much as F Boy Island who eliminates like 6 people a week, but
Yeah.
I do like seeing a relative turnover and some relative stakes as well.
For sure.
We have an episode Sunday night, Brian. So we'll be off tomorrow night. No Love Island review from us guys. But like I said, if you check out our TikTok and all the playlists on our YouTube channel here, you'll find either a Love Island fix or any and every reality TV show that's worth a damn, basically outside of Housewives right now, we have covered. And if we had a few more hours in the day, we'd probably be covering that too. Find us on Instagram, Twitter, Threads, Snapchat too. You got everything. I don't send any, but I have one, so you can send me one if you want to. But for myself, Brian, and everybody else here at the Reality Guys, thank you for watching. Peace.